Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Well, folks, you might want to watch this video because I'm going to tell you something worth thinking about. Go get yourself a barley pop and a bag of chips, and I'll see you right back here in a minute. Couple of them bad boys right there for you to get the ball rolling. How we doing today, guys? Barbecue Rockstar here live right before your steaming eyes, folks. Pardon all of this, guys. I messed around and got the flu somehow or another. Must have been that trip to Walmart's got me. Anyway, please forgive me if I'm sniffly and snorty. I really do have the flu. That's no joke. Anyway, guys, the title of this video is what I really want to talk to you about today. I got kicked out of the game early. I got benched. I'm not really bitter about it necessarily, but I am struggling to find myself. Let me expound, if I may. Guys, my whole life, I was raised to go out and be the best person I could be the best pillar of society I could be, starting back as early as my days in the Cub Scouts. Then I was in the Webelos, and then I was, of course, in the Boy Scouts. And then, of course, I went on to high school and Marine Corps and did some traveling and all of that. And then, of course, when you get out in the world and you start trying to invent yourself into whomever it is going to be that pays your bills, right? You got to find a financial entity to become, right? Everybody's got to be something. Guys, I've done everything in my day. I am fixing to turn 58 years old in, what is today, 14? Well, exactly 2 weeks from today, I turned 58 years old. I've been retired now for 2 years. And when I say retired, guys, I don't really mean retired because it's not the way I wanted to do it. It was not on my terms. I was sidelined. I was kicked off the field, basically. Just like in the Marine Corps, when I initially hurt myself and I broke my spinal column, they basically said, hey, we don't need you anymore. You're no good to us. You can't go out and do what we need you to do, so we're going to pay you a little bit of money and kick you out, basically. That's what they did. That was in 1991. I've been separated from the United States Marine Corps since 1991, okay? I went on in life to do what I could do to make a living. I have sold Bibles over the phone from a call center. I have been a sack boy at grocery stores. I have cut keys for locksmiths. I have painted cars. I've become managers of paint and body shops. I've worked in the food business at all levels, guys. I work for restaurants. I work for chefs. I work for distributors. I work for Fortune 500 companies as distributor. Regional sales manager for beef companies out of South America. And then, of course, I started my own tree company about 24 years ago. And whilst working as a consultant for meat companies. So I've done a lot of stuff, guys. I've done a lot of stuff in my day. And here's basically, I want to cut all this down and just tell you this. I was hoping to work until the day I died, right? I love to work. I love to be out and amongst them. I love to be social. I love to be solving people's problems. I like to interact with folks on the social level. Back when I was playing in bands, I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I was a waiter at French restaurants. That was a lot of fun too. And guys, as I sit before you here tonight, I can't do any of that anymore. I'm not crying about it, not bitter about it very much. Maybe a little bit, just not too much, a little bit. Anyway, I do what I can do on the daily, right, to get by. I don't make near the amount of money I used to make when I was a productive member of society. And I guess really that's what it boils down to. I don't feel like I'm a productive member of society any longer. I'm not solving anybody's problems. I'm not helping people necessarily. I'm not contributing to my community necessarily. And quite honestly, I'm just not having the fun that I used to have whilst I used to do all of the former. All that to say this, guys, I'm not really crying or complaining to you guys, but I want to give you something to think about. And I wish somebody would have done this for me. Of course, I never saw myself retiring ever. Number one, I didn't think I was going to fiscally be able to do it. I didn't think I was going to have the money in which to retire and never have to work and, wake up at noon and drink margaritas all day at the pool. I never really saw that for myself. That's just not me. And as I'm sitting here before you today with the flu and the sniffles and the sinus, and I think my dog, Starsky, clawed my eyeball while I was asleep because now I have a scratch in my eye. But anyway, guys, I'm not who I used to be, right? So at 58 years old, I don't have to get up and I don't have to, drive an hour and a half downtown Dallas to go to work, and I don't have to sit there and mess with people's credit, and I don't have to get people approved, and I don't have to do any of that. I basically have to wake up, feed my dogs, feed myself, and make it through the day. That's basically what I have to do now. That's a lot harder than you might think for somebody like me, guys. I am a go-getter. I always have been. My dad had his foot up my ass 24/7 my entire life. Failure was never an option, right? It was never part of our growing up. It was never part of our vernacular, so to speak. It was not part of our modus operandi. You succeeded or you tried until you succeeded. There was no ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes, right? You did it and you did it. That's it. There is no I did my best or I tried or no. You got it done and you got it done very well. That was the only way we got by, right? And I kind of came to be that person, right? I came to kind of, be that all-encompassing spiritual individual that can not only solve everybody else's problems who might have problems, but I can solve my own. Not so much anymore. So here's what I want to leave you with, guys. I want to leave you with one thought. If you are of the age group where you may be thinking about retiring, maybe you've got medical conditions such as myself. Maybe you don't know if you should retire, if you should retire early or you should stick it out 20 more years or whatever. Guys, being a working member or a member of working society, as we call it, is a glorious place to be. Take it from someone who can no longer do it. I don't have the mental bandwidth. I don't have the mental bandwidth to do it any longer. My body is failing. So if you are of the age where you think you might want to put a plan together, well, plan on one thing, guys. Plan now of who you think you may become when you do retire. Think about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, with whom, and for how long. Because, guys, if you go into retirement without a plan, guilty. You're going to feel lost. You're going to feel isolated. Of course, I moved to a town now, there's 60 people in my town, and only 20 of those are full-timers. I live on a big lake here in Southeast Texas. And this is the fourth time I've moved geographically in 4 years. 4 moves in 4 years. I will die in this house. I will die on this hill. I will die on this lake. I'm not moving again. I never saw myself being retired. So guys, I want to implore you to think, put a plan in place, put not only just a financial plan of how much do you need to retire, what is your outlay going to be every month, are your kids a concern, grandkids a concern, parents, are they still around? Guys, I want you to think about what are you going to do when it's time to retire, because guys, it isn't what people think it is. You don't sit around the beach and drink margaritas all day. You just don't. I don't know too many people who do that at all anyway. I have time to do pretty much whatever I want. I don't have all the money in the world, but I have enough. I have enough to get by pretty healthily, eat healthy foods and, spoil my dogs and travel. And, I'm in the process of buying this house in which I sit today before you. Sits on a half-acre of land right here on one of the best fishing lakes in the country. Guys, make yourself a plan. Don't be like me, man. Don't be lost. And I guess really that's, if I'm honest with myself and with you guys, my audience, I do feel slightly lost. I can't fix people anymore. I can't solve their problems. I want to help. I want to do something. Hell, I might even volunteer to be on the board over here at the HOA. Who knows? You never know, right? But guys, you got to make a plan. Not only how much money you need, but what are you going to do to occupy your time? What are you going to do to stay sane? What are you going to do to have thoughts that you are still productive, right? We all have this character that we've built up our whole lives of who we become, right? Who we become in the working world. We get married, we have kids, we go out, we earn our money. And then when it's time to, cash your chips in, what do you do? What do you do? Guys, think about that, right? It's not all bad, but it's probably not what you're thinking it is. And although I was forced into it medically, you probably will not be in that same boat. So hopefully you will have the time in which to formulate a plan and to stick to that plan and live a very, very nice retirement. I'm still looking for my purpose. I'm still looking for things to occupy my time. I just never saw myself here, so I'm floundering, quite honestly, that's the way it is. So anyway, guys, I don't know if I'm just rambling, stammering, stuttering or what, but I really do hope that I've given some of y'all something to think about. Life never gets easier, guys. Life never gets easier. Just because you're retired, life does not become autopilot. It's not autonomous as you think it might be. It can be fun. It can be a lot of fun. I'm certainly not complaining. I live a pretty decent life, but I've lost a lot of my purpose. I've lost a lot of my drive, my ambitions. And I'm going to have to reinvent myself, So think about, who do you want to be in that fourth quarter of your life? Who do you want to be? How are you going to get there? Things to consider. Thanks for watching. If you watch till the end, I want you to put Tiger in the comments down below. And also, too, in the comments, guys, let me know what your plan is going to be. Have you ever thought about formulating a plan? After watching this video, are you going to make a plan? I hope I've helped somebody out there. God bless you guys. Till I see you again, Barbecue Rockstar out.